I really don't know what to say anymore, man. I don't know what you guys really expect to hear from me now, man. I've had people come at me on Twitter and in my comments basically saying that I've been too negative and I'm turning into like a Jaguars hate page. But what is there to possibly be positive about right now? The Jaguars, as if the offense could not hit another low, they have literally hit the lowest point. The Jaguars got shut out by division rival, the Tennessee Titans, 20-0. It's the first time the Jaguars have been shut out since 2009. Jaguars are on a 15-game road losing streak. The last away game the Jaguars won were when the Raiders were the Oakland Raiders. That's the last team we've beaten on the road, was the Oakland Raiders. 8 straight losses against Tennessee. Or at Tennessee, I should say. 9 straight losses versus AFC South teams. And yeah, shut out for the first time in over a decade. And it's just bad, man. Oh, it's just bad. There's nothing going good with this team right now. Trevor Lawrence had a terrible game. I don't have the stats in front of me, but he threw a total of 4 interceptions. Probably his worst game of the year. And Trevor Lawrence going into next year, he has a lot to work on. You know what I mean? His footwork is getting a little bit, messy. That's leading to some errant throws. He's not seeing the field very well sometimes when guys do get open. But in my opinion, man, Trevor Lawrence's struggles are a big product of really what's going on around him. I put this on Twitter today that, look, like, Trevor Lawrence is a rookie. And he's came in with all, some of the best traits you can have. But, to expect a rookie quarterback to come over, terrible coaching, a terrible offensive scheme, a true lack of playmakers, a running game that had 9 rushing yards, to expect a rookie quarterback to overcome that is putting very, very high hopes on somebody. Unrealistic expectations. And, I had Colts fans coming at me. Oh, Andrew Luck did it. Look at Andrew Luck. His rookie year, he went 11-5. I mean, literally, Andrew Luck had Reggie Wayne and T.Y. Hilton on his squad as a rookie. And then they, at the very least, have had decent coaching. The Jaguars right now, like, I don't know how much more I can take of Urban Meyer. The more this guy opens his mouth, the more ridiculous he's sounding. It's like he literally does not have any idea what he's doing. And there was even a tweet that came out from Demetrius Harvey. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. But basically, in Urban Meyer's presser, because look, I don't listen to Urban Meyer's pressers anymore, man. I just can't do it. Head coach Urban Meyer was asked about Andre Cisco playing more. Again, he said Cisco is playing a little bit more, I believe. I don't have his numbers in front of me. Cisco played 0 defensive snaps yesterday. He is completely clueless as to what is going on. It's terrible, man. It's absolutely terrible. This head coach is a fraud, and look, it's coming out more and more. Obviously, the reports came out Saturday. This morning, basically, Tony Pauline put out saying, Pauline has told Meyer has lost support of everybody in the building, players, coaches, and staff. He came in preaching values, family, and team. It's been anything but since the start of training camp. He's a phony and a hypocrite. We know he is. Many of the players feel the struggles of Trevor Lawrence are the direct result of poor game plans and a bad system installed by the coach. As one source said, it's not so much that he's playing badly, rather they always put Trevor in a bad situation. 100% agree with that. Look, Trevor Lawrence has been struggling. Trevor Lawrence has a lot to work on. But the best thing about it is the fact that Trevor Lawrence knows this. Trevor Lawrence knows that he has a lot to work on. You know what I mean? He said this and he knows. He's a smart guy. He's not Blaine Gabbert where he's blowing up at the media for criticizing him in the littlest way. You know what I mean? He understands that, look, he has a lot to work on. But, like, people are out here trying to call him a bust, and people out here. I think the only real people calling him a bust are people that are either like big Minshew guys or maybe even like trolls. I don't know. He's struggling, in my opinion, a big part of the fact that look what he has around him, man. And there's 31 NFL head coaches in the league, and we have Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer seemingly to me doesn't even qualify as a head coach, man. He has no idea what he's doing. He says that he did all this research on the NFL before he kind of came, but did he? Like, how much does he really know? I don't know. He is such a fraud, and the big worry is that Shad Khan might not cut bait. Shad Khan might keep around because, Shad Khan was fully invested in him. He 100% believed that Urban Meyer is his guy. But my God, man, I'm just hoping more and more leaks come out. I'm hoping that, apparently inside the organization, it's a lot worse than what's being put out by these different sources, like Pelissero. Because if so, how can Shad Khan keep him around? The only way Shad Khan keeps him around is if he really does not care about winning. That is the only way. Because this is just bad, man. I mean, you can see it from the fans. We watch this stuff, and a lot of times, stuff with Tom Coughlin, they kept stuff tight, and then it was really reports that came out that really let us oh my gosh, this is bad. You can see it oozing out of the Jaguars organization, man. It's leaking like crazy, and you can see it just straight from Urban Meyer. Oh gosh, and it's just an all-time low. And the crazy thing is, I said this on Twitter, it seems like such a hard task to fix the Jaguars. It seems like such an advanced thing to do, but it's really not that hard. We've making this way harder than it needs to be. All you have to do is hire the right head coach. Just hire the right head coach. Then the head coach is going to play a big part in bringing in a GM. And then those guys are going to see eye to eye, and they're going to start being able to draft well. And then once you bring in the right players, winning starts to occur. And then once you start winning, that's when the culture begins to be built. A culture is not built before you win. You have to win, and you have to make sure the guy you're playing for is someone you can play for, that they know their stuff. There's someone that you can trust. Right now, Urban Meyer preached all this stuff, but once Sundays came, he turned out to be a phony. You know what I mean? And like I said, man, we're not 2-11. I could care less about the record. It's just about the fact that you're regressing this much. The Jaguars, for the first time since 2009, scored 0 points. 0 points were scored. And every week the offense, everything's getting worse and worse. Oh, man. We had the same exact offensive line this year as last year. And last year we had a 1,000-yard rusher in James Robinson. Today we got 9 rushing yards, man. Good grief. It's just bad. It's just bad. And my optimism would be so high if Urban Meyer was let go, then we can focus on bringing in the next guy, bringing in the next head coach. Then we can say, okay, we have this, and this to work it with. Boom, let's turn around. But I have no idea what Shad Khan is thinking. Shad Khan could be the type of guy that he goes into a meeting expecting to fire Urban Meyer, and then Urban Meyer whispers some sweet nothings into his ear, and then they come out and he's got an extension. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. Oh, it's painful. I don't know how I can go into next year in the whole offseason with Urban Meyer as a head coach. I don't know how I can do it. I hope I don't have to do it. And I hope we don't have to do it. But right now, the Jaguars got whooped 20-0, and I don't, what am I supposed to talk about from the game, man? It's all the same stuff that we know. You know what I mean? We ran an RPO on a 3rd and long with Carlos Hyde. We had a flea flicker that barely worked, but it worked. I mean, we got the ball off and we got the ball into O'Shaughnessy's hands and he misses it. He just drops it. You know, players they're not stepping up and making plays. I don't know. And then Lawrence threw a bunch of picks, but hey, for the first time, it was just like, okay, let me just throw it deep. Let's see what happens. You know what I mean? It's it just sucks right now, man. It sucks. It does. I don't really have much else to say. Just fire Urban Meyer. You know what I mean? That's the start, and you know, we'll see what we can do from there. But thank you guys for watching the video. Go Jags, and I'm out.